Hey YouTube, welcome inside Studio AP. Glad to have you with us. And just yesterday, the International President's Cup team captain Ernie Els announced his 4 captain's picks. You've got 21-year-old Joaquin Niemann. You've got the 2019 PGA Tour Rookie of the Year, Sungjae Im, along with Adam Hadwin. He's played in this event before by way of the 2017 President's Cup, and then a 12-time winner on the PGA Tour, an Australian who would be there down under, Jason Day. So for more on these selections, let's send it on over to the crew at the desk.
Thanks, LT. Well, one of the most standout aspects, I think, of this team that we're looking at, Robert Dameron, is just the level of youth on it. I think it's the youngest International President's Cup team in history. How much of a benefit could that be, do you think?
Well, you didn't really have a lot of experience to choose from. Not a lot of great players playing well at the time. I don't think that it's a bad thing at all to have youth. I don't think it's what it used to be where you needed the experience. I think that the young players now know more. They're more equipped, they're better, they're longer, they're stronger than we ever were in the past. So I don't think it's a detriment at all to have some green players on the team.
6 rookies, that's fantastic. They don't have the scars of the 1-10-1 record from the International President's Cup teams of the past. I think Ernie has a very unique mix of players. Some of that uniqueness will kind of be a difficult thing to overcome in terms of maybe cohesion. That's going to be the big question. Can they bond? Can they have each other's back, as it were? But as far as talent level goes and the diversity of this team, it's a fascinating brew. I think Ernie's off to a good start.
Yeah, well, he's been laying the groundwork in advance of this President's Cup to try and deal with that bonding issue.
Yes.
And it sounds like, based on our interview today on the show with Adam Hadwin, that's working. The youth element is fascinating. I still, as you know, focus more on the actual venue, and I like that Ernie emphasized putting in his study of the analytics and in picking Adam Hadwin, because when Adam's game is on, that is his strength. And at Royal Melbourne, you just have to putt well. So he was in a tough position in terms of what the players gave him this fall, and I think he made the most of it. And he took a couple of shots. He clearly has a feeling about Joaquin Niemann. There's something there that he just senses. And I love the fact that there's a young guy who's already played all over the world. And that's something that gives him an edge right off the bat.
Yeah, Els said Niemann and Im were locks of all of his picks. He always knew that those guys were going to be making it. Do you think they could bring more than perhaps the others when it comes to his captain's pick?
I think they can, because they can bring a look into the future. They can, if we win, we can now not just be 10-2-1 or whatever. We can be down the road, win more and more and more, and kind of balance this thing out on the backs of maybe these 2 very young players. Joaquin Niemann's been established, actually, even though he's 21 today, for some time, because he was #1 amateur in the world, and the win at Greenbrier was just something that was an inevitability. He was going to win eventually. He's just too good not to. Sungjae Im is a fantastic golfer. We know that. We know he's consistent. We know he plays a lot of golf. He led the tour in birdies and eagles, but that's kind of misleading because he played way more than everyone else. But still, 9 top 10s is no joke. It's very consistent. And more importantly, on the Korn Ferry Tour, he won the first tournament 2 seasons ago and never gave up his #1 status on that money list. It's impossible. It just doesn't happen. So the guy's a tremendous player. I think it's a very strong team. You know, Hadwin with a little experience, Day with a lot of experience. Hopefully, honestly, Day's my biggest question mark on the thing, and he shouldn't be, but he is.
Well, no, not coming off a win in the MGM Resorts that challenged Japan Skins. That should be right there enough for you to know that he's a front runner on this team.
Yeah, well, Ernie's doing the right thing. He's already kind of removing the captain's picks tags from these players. And what I mean by that is, of course, Sungjae Im was going to be on this team. Absolute lock. Of Joaquin Niemann, he says he's my daughter's age. I want to call him a kid, but I can't call him a kid because he plays like a man. Of Jason Day, he's saying he's a 12-time winner on the PGA Tour, a major champ, a players champ, a former world #1. He's building these players up. There may be doubt elsewhere. We may doubt Jason Day's not playing very well. Ernie Els is trying to remove all doubt. He's giving these players fuel, energy, motivation, saying they belong, and we'll see if that manifests itself into victory in about a month's time.
Yeah, it doesn't feel quite right that we're not leaning on Jason Day to be a leading light, because he is a former world #1. He is a major champion, but he said to Els said that he feels like he needs to rectify some of the work that he's done at the President's Cup because his record isn't the best. Do you feel like there's a fair bit of pressure on Jason Day's shoulders to kind of prove himself a bit?
Yeah, and you couple that President's Cup record with sort of an odd relationship with his home country and his home country's style of golf. Jason doesn't go back there every year and play the Australian events. It's not something that he feels a real attachment to. So that's sort of another element in this that's hovering over his presence in this Cup. That said, I don't believe in the leadership concept, because you're out there playing a match and you have to deal with your match. The leadership needs to come from the captain and the vice captains. And so I think this is a great situation for Jason to just get prepared for the matches, go about his business. They'll find a good pairing for him, and let the passion and the great reactions and all that come from Leishman and Cam Smith and Adam Scott. I mean, you watch, Adam Scott is going to go into these matches and he's going to be the one that gets pumped up, and let Jason just go about his business and don't try to force something, and I think they'll be fine.
You know, the team leader is going to be, I think, and we haven't mentioned him yet, but for cohesion reasons, because in the past it's the culture that's different and they couldn't quite play for each other. Hao-Tung Lee's the most popular guy in the locker room on those tours. I think everybody likes him, and not to mention a tremendous player. So if you're looking for a locker room leader, Hao-Tung Lee could be your guy. If you're looking for a team leader, Tiger Woods is your guy, because you want to beat Tiger Woods worse than anyone in the world.
Yeah, Adam Hadwin said that as well. I still think Jason Day can, rectify the complications, as you say, of his Aussie-Ohio dual citizenship, as it were. But I think what better way to rectify that than by being a leader and going out and getting points. You go out and get points and do your job. I imagine that Aussie crowd will be firmly behind him and in his corner.
Yeah, I'm just fascinated to see who he plays with. I love the way Hideki's game looked at the Zozo Championship. He's sticking that finish. And he was playing fast. To me, that would be a partnership that if you could throw those two out there and they could reverse their fortune of past President's Cups, and I think they're kind of like-minded guys, they would be, I think that changes the dynamic of the matches just like that.
Hideki played better at the Zozo than he did the MGM Resorts, the Challenge Japan.
He did, because he lost to Jason Day in the
He
MGM
was
Resorts
an
Japan
empty saddle
Skins.
in the Skins game.
And I think no matter the way you look at it, Ernie Els has done a superb job with his captain's picks. LT.
Well, ready to see Tiger Woods rounded out for the red, white, and blue. Well, for now, hopefully you've enjoyed today's conversation. Be a part of it. Leave your comments below, but make sure to subscribe to Golf Channel's YouTube page for more, and tune into Golf Channel and Morning Drive every day for the latest news around the game. We'll see you next time.